Okay, so let me ask you, when was the last time you said, I'll Google it versus I'll ask ChatGPT? Yeah, exactly. The way people find information online has completely changed. And if your website is optimized only for Google, you're missing out on a huge chunk of traffic, babes. Sorry, I said babes without introducing myself. So sorry. My name is Jamila. Hello, hi. And today I'm doing something a little risky. I'm calling out my own website for not being good enough. Oh no! Yes, the girl who is supposed to be a website whiz is admitting that her website actually needs some serious SEO love. Specifically so that I show up more on search engines like Google and AI-powered ones like ChatGPT. But here's the thing, I think that my honesty is honorable. So if you stick with me through this video, you will learn exactly what I'm doing to fix my own website and what you can do to help you get found more often on search engines like Google and ChatGPT. We're covering keyword research, on-page SEO, how AI search actually works, the metrics that matter, and so much other stuff. If you do find this video helpful, which I think you will, make sure to hit that like button. It costs you nothing, but it helps me so much on this channel. Tell me in the comments which search engines you're tracking that actually help you get more traffic to your website, and subscribe so you don't miss future videos on website copy, search engine optimization, content, and more. Now let's get into it. This is the hyphenate. So before you can optimize for search engines like Google, you have to figure out how they actually work. Traditional search engines like Google, they have bots. They crawl the web, following links from page to page to discover your content. Then they index it, basically creating this massive library of everything that they found. And when someone searches for something, Google will rank a page based on the relevance, the authority, and the user experience. It'll ask questions like how many quality websites link to yours? How fast does your site load? Does it work on mobile? Do people actually engage with your content, or are they just bouncing immediately? And I want to go back to the mobile thing because you need to optimize for mobile. Google primarily uses mobile websites for their site ranking, so hear me when I say this, you need to make sure your website is mobile friendly. Now let's get into AI search engines like ChatGPT. Personally, for me, I prefer Claude. Instead of crawling and indexing in real time, they're trained on insane amounts of data, and they use that training to generate responses. They do still search the web, and when they do, they prioritize authoritative, well-structured content that directly answers questions, right? Did you hear that? That directly answers questions. Because when you do that, AI search engines will cite you as a credible source. And when that happens, people who want to learn more about what you're talking about will go to your website because AI search engines are driving traffic to your website. And what makes AI different from Google is that it's not just about using keywords like best running shoes. AI really thrives on responding to nuanced conversational queries like the best running shoes for beginner joggers who are just starting to run on the pavement, for example. That's me. I am a beginner jogger. I just started last year and I just started running outside and I didn't know what shoes would work for me. I'd be asking a more nuanced conversational query as opposed to just best running shoes because the former query is more specific to what I'm searching for. And AI is really great at creating answers to those questions, which is why you need to make sure that your content is well structured and directly answers specific questions and nuanced questions like that. Now let's get into the Google SEO fundamentals, starting with keyword research and strategy. So keyword research is about actually finding the words and phrases that people are typing into search engines like Google. And you want to make sure that you're optimized for keywords that people are actually searching for, not just the ones that you think that they're searching for. And you also need to understand their search intent. Do they want to buy something? Do they want to get more information? Do they want to navigate your different web pages? Or are they trying to compare between your products and another company's products? No matter how optimized you are, if your content doesn't match the intent, Google won't rank you. And just like I said, AI will use nuanced conversational queries that are a little bit longer. Google still uses those, and those are called long tail keywords. They have a lower search volume because, again, it's more words, but they're also less competitive, and they help you convert more because the person that's searching that keyword up, that long tail keyword up, often knows exactly what they want. So it's easier to convert them. You can use tools like Ubersuggest and SEMrush, which is one of my personal faves. It'll help you discover keywords, figure out how many people are searching for them, what the search intent is, if it's going to be hard to rank for. You can start using these tools by listing relevant topics or related to your business, and then it'll help you come up with a list of relevant keywords to look at. Then you want to assign keywords to specific pages on your website. Your homepage should target your main keyword. Your blog, for example, will target more long tail keywords. Those kind of things will prevent you from competing with yourself. Now let's break it down a little bit more into the on-page SEO stuff. First, you'll have your title tag, which is the clickable headline that you'll actually see on the search engine results page. You want to keep this to under 60 characters, make them compelling, and try to include your keyword at the beginning of the title tag. Then you have your meta description, which is the body copy below the title tag. It doesn't actually help you rank, but if you make it compelling and use a keyword in there, it can help with clicks. And you want to keep it to under 160 characters. This creates structure, and structure is key because Google and AI need structured content to make sure that they know what you're talking about. It'll make your copy scannable. It'll keep people on your webpage longer. So all around, it's good for search engines, AI, and humans. Then there's image optimization, and I'm going to call myself out again. I do not do this enough. I know. I'm working on it, but I know what I need to do. So let's talk about what we need to do, okay? Before you actually upload your images to your website, you want to give them descriptive names. So it might say like image 1, 2, 3, 4, but you want to actually kind of give it a description like Jamila typing at her desk, something, for example. Then you want to write alt text, which describes the image. It's good for search engines, it's good for AI, but it's also good for people who have accessibility issues. And finally, you want to compress your images so it doesn't slow down your site speed, which I'm going to get to in a second. Internal linking. This will link to other pages on your website. This is really great for SEO. It keeps people engaged and it passes authority between different web pages. Now, on the topic of authority, Google follows the EAT protocol. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Things like author bios, citing your sources, showing your real experience instead of talking about it from a third-person perspective, as I am now. I'm talking about how I need to fix my own site. That's my own personal experience, right? And building your credibility through the quality of the content, that's all gonna follow the EAT protocol, and Google is gonna love that. Now, the content that you create, it needs to be great, right? You want it to answer people's questions. You want it to provide value. So don't just create just because. Make sure that you're helping people with a solution that they're actively searching for. One thing that's also on my to-do list is to create pillar pages. So let's talk about that. If there's a broad topic that you've talked about and there's, little subtopics that you do little deep dives into, like email marketing, social media marketing, all that jazz, that's kind of laddered into like content marketing, for example, you can create a pillar page that allows you to kind of house all of your resources and all your content for the subtopics under that main umbrella. This will help Google understand your topical authority. And you don't always have to create new content, by the way. You can refresh your old content. I'm sure you've heard people say you need to repurpose your old content. If you're doing like a blog or something like that, you can repurpose old content. Just go through all of your old posts, see if you can update with new statistics. Maybe you can change the date on it with new sources that you've cited, new information, of course. It'll keep your content fresh, and this tells Google that your stuff is up to date and maintained. Now let's talk about off-page SEO, because you can do so much by yourself, but it's great when you work together in community. For one, getting backlinks from reputable sites will help so much. It's better to get a backlink from a really high quality reputable site as opposed to like 100 from like some basic, no one really knows about them websites. You can also do guest posting, which is writing for other websites. I've definitely written blogs for other websites, so that's a great way to also get backlinks to you, but also to expand your reach a little bit. Then there's digital PR, which gets you featured in magazines, podcasts, news sites. And actually, I'm going to be on a podcast this year, Point of the Story podcast with Sarah from BTL Copy. She's like the only person you don't have to put on 2x speed. She speaks at the perfect speed. Love that. And she has great guests, great topics, and I'm going to be one of them. So stay tuned for that. Also, don't sleep on social media. I've been talking about social media a lot on my channel, and for good reason, because social media posts like Instagram and TikTok posts, they now show up in Google search engine results. And also AI scans your social presence to answer questions about who you are, about your business. And I've had many people tell me on discovery calls that they found me from ChatGPT or Google. Make sure that your social media posts and your social media profiles are also optimized for Google and AI. Last thing I'll say, if you are a local business, you want to also optimize for that as well. You want to create a Google business profile. Make sure your contact information is up to date. Encourage customer reviews. Respond to them as soon as you can. If there's negative reviews, try to maintain a good reputation, that kind of thing. See how long this list is getting? I'm overwhelmed myself, but I'm just amazed at how much I know. Literally, I just kind of went into like a flow state and just started writing this out. So I hope you find this helpful. And if you do, please hit that like button, please. But there's more to go. So buckle up. Let's keep going. Let's talk about how to get cited by AI search engines. Obviously, if you have content up, try to link back to your past content. Cite yourself as a reputable source. When you're linking to other research and credible data, make sure to verify that it's actually credible. When I started to play around with AI in terms of like writing blogs and stuff, I realized that I couldn't always prove the statistics that it was showing me, and that was just a sign like, this is great for outlining, but not for writing blog posts all the way out, because I cannot be caught with my pants down because I couldn't verify my sources. So make sure you verify your sources. Really deep dive into what you're talking about and really get as accurate as possible, because this will show that you're really an expert at what you're talking about. And like I said before, structure is key. Have clear headings, use bulleted and numbered lists. Keep your copy simple. Listen, you do not need to confuse people. If you're going to use jargon, explain it, because people might not know what you're talking about. They might be new to the industry. So make sure you explain what you're talking about. If you do use jargon, answer questions directly in your content. You can actually have an FAQ section in your piece of content. That is a structured section within your piece of content that AI will love. If you keep talking about something in a specific niche, AI will say, oh, okay, they know what they're talking about because they keep talking about it. Let's cite them as a reputable source. Now, this is my to-do list. I know that I need to do all this to get my website found more often by search engines like Google and ChatGPT. But how will I know that what I'm doing is working, right? I need to measure my success. So what are my KPIs? I want to track organic traffic month over month and year over year. Is what I'm actually doing bringing more people into my website without me having to pay for anything? What are my top performing pages? This will tell me what content really resonates with my audience. Are there indexing issues that I need to fix? Keyword rankings, bounce rate and the time spent on the page, conversion rates, which is very key for business owners here. Yes, yes. And your backlink profile growth. I mentioned Google Search Console. You can also use Google Analytics. SEMrush and Ahrefs are also great keyword tools. And then Google PageSpeed's Insights tells you what's slowing down your website and how to fix it. And luckily, mine is doing pretty good. Now, the last thing I'll leave you with is what to avoid. Keyword stuffing. It's gross. AI hates it. Google hates it. People hate it. Write for humans first and then search engines second. Don't buy backlinks. I don't even know how you would do that, because I knew that as soon as I entered this industry and I heard about it, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not a good idea. Like, it just seems so illegitimate. It just seems like, oh, you're trying to buy my attention. No, I hate that. I would hate someone doing that to get in front of me, and I would not do that to people. So don't do that. Don't ignore the user experience. Do people actually like to navigate your website? If they don't, you need to fix that. Don't create content just for search engines. They care about what people want. So create what the people want. Finally, don't expect instant results. I've been in business 5 years, and I know that there's so many things that I need to fix. I am here for the long story long, the journey. I am not trying to get there quick and easy, even though my pocketbook would love that. It would help me make a lot of money sooner. This is going to be a long process, and I want you to accept that this is going to be a long process. Just lean into the journey. That was it. All right. It was a lot. I know it was a lot. So just take a deep breath with me. It's cool. We're cool. Just start with the basics. Create great content for people first, fix the most important technical issues, focus on user experience, make your site mobile friendly, and then you will slowly start to see that your website gets found more often by search engines like Google and ChatGPT. And hey, if you need help with the content part for your website, I would love to work with you. If you're a female entrepreneur or a BIPOC small business owner, I think my premium website copy package might be right up your alley. It includes extensive SEO research, consumer and competitor research, a brand voice guide, a content strategy with content ideas for you to use in the future, up to 10 pages of website copy. And if you don't need that many pages, we can use what would be website pages and turn it into content instead. If that sounds interesting to you, the link to inquire is in my description. And before you X out, if you like this video, please hit that like button. It really helps me on this channel. Drop a comment and tell me, does your website traffic come from Google or AI? And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that button so that you never miss a future video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I think my premium website wow. And then Google, it helps Google specifically so that wow.